Izuku Midoriya, outside the large gates of UA, having just gotten done from a long day of work. Your good friend Hitoshi Shinso was supposed to walk you home today, but he had something come up and you weren't about to bother him any further. You had just gotten to the gates until you tripped over your own feet, causing you and your stuff to fly everywhere around you. You groaned at your mistake and began to pick everything up. You and someone else yelp as your heads knock together. Rubbing your head, you look forward and see a student in Class 1A helping you pick up your things. His green hair was the first thing you noticed about him. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, the boy stutters. I was just trying to help. He gulps a little, rubbing his neck a little as he looked into your gaze. No, it's fine, you smile sweetly at him. He seemed like such a nice guy. Wait, you're that quirkless girl from 1B. Do you mind telling me how you managed to get into UA? His eyes sparkled with excitement as he brought out a notebook. Sure. Katsuki Bakugo. You were panting heavily from the stands, having just gotten done with another race between your classmates. You got up and stumbled a little as some of your friends asked if you were okay. You nodded at them and said you were heading to find a water fountain. You walked into the building and dragged your feet along the floors with a heavy sigh. You were looking at the ground while you walked. You didn't notice the person in front of you. You bumped into him and fell straight on your ass. The guy turned around with an angry look on his face. Watch where you're going, you asshat, he snapped at you, shoving his hands into his pockets as he glared down at you. Sorry, you mumble, walking past him toward the water fountain to get a quick drink. You could feel his eyes burning onto the back of your skull. Wait. You're that quirkless nobody from Class 1B. You could practically hear his words dripping with mockery. You felt a bit of anger rise inside your stomach. You knew who this stuck-up dickhead was. How could you not know? Yeah, whatever, Mr. Boom. All I see is an angry Pomeranian barking at me, you shot back. As you walk away, you could tell that you pissed him off, to a high degree, so you booked it back to your class as you heard him running after you. Tenya Ida. You were the representative for your class, and the board had a meeting after school. So you discussed plans for more after-school activities to get the students more invested into working harder. You all ended up with a fun activity of a cookout. You pick up your bags and began to leave, until you heard footsteps approaching you. It was Ida, the class representative for 1A. You stop in your tracks and turn to him. Yes, Ida, you ask? He looked a little surprised that you stopped all of a sudden, before clearing his throat. Sorry for bothering you, since you were clearly heading home. I just wanted to say it was very impressive how you thought of a family-friendly, yet challenging activity for students to have fun and learn at the same time. You felt your cheeks redden a bit. Oh, it's not a problem. Your ideas for a school-wide ability contest was great too. Yeah, but we get graded on them all the time. So I'll admit it wasn't very original, he chuckled, walking with you outside as you both made some small talk. Anyway, it was nice to meet you, Ida. Have a nice evening. You began to walk away. You too! Denki Kaminari. The first 2 rounds of the sports festival had gone, and whilst they waited for the third round's match-up to be made, the announcers of the sports festival decided to set up a game of prop hunt. A simple game to find a thing that was described on each player's card. You yourself had a card saying something obscure that you didn't quite understand, so you decided that it may have been best if you didn't take part. As you watched, you saw a boy with mustard hair and a memorable black strip through it. As he approached, you felt a bit on edge. You didn't even know the guy, and he was happily wandering up to you. He finally stopped in front of you as he looked pretty confident in himself. Hey, could you help me out a second? I need you to come with me. You raised a brow. Okay. May I ask why? You tilted your head. The boy seemed to pause. Because you're exactly what I've been searching for. You felt your face blush into a beetroot red. In the prop hunt, that is, he chuckled nervously. He went poker-faced as you glanced at his card, and your face heated up once again. a natural beauty. Your heart sped up as you felt him grab your arm and drag you over to the teachers, before grinning wildly when he got a thumbs up. He let go and smiled. Sorry about that, but I got to get going to prepare for the final round. But if we meet again, I'll take you out for dinner sometime. See ya! He ran into the arena waiting rooms, leaving you flushed and lost for words. And that was the first time you met Kaminari Denki, and it wasn't the last. Mostly because minutes later you saw him being carried away in a stretcher, with a brain-dead stupid look on his face, and such is a fateful encounter. Eijiro Kirishima. It was the sports festival, and you watched as one of your classmates, Tetsu, went up against a red-headed boy from Class 1A. You heard that his name was Kirishima, and it was amazing watching both of their defensive abilities clash together. In the end, it was set to a draw, so both of the boys struggled for a little in an arm wrestle. Sadly though, Tetsu lost when Kirishima successfully pinned his arm down. But it wasn't all lost in the end. It seemed that both of them got along well, so you went out to congratulate your fellow classmate for doing well. Tetsu, you called out, making both of the boys' heads turn to your direction. Awesome work out there! You did great! You too, Kirishima! You looked at both of them excitedly. Tetsu gives a small sigh, ruffling your hair before walking past you. Your gaze turned towards the redhead. You did great too, though Tetsu had lost. I can tell you two made amends, thank you. He would be nagging my ear off for the next few days. Kirishima rubbed his neck. It's the manly thing to do, he said with a grin, showing off his shark-like teeth. You ended up talking to him for a while. Tetsu. It was a normal day in Class 1B. You were sitting down at your desk and reading over some notes you have gathered from yesterday's test. It was a hero school, yes, but you still had to study like a normal human being. You could hear everyone around you talking before the teacher arrived. As you were about to close your notebook, a hand laid on your desk. Looking up, it was the one and only Iron Man, Tetsu. I need your help, he slightly begged you, though he spoke to you in a whisper, probably because he was nervous. I forgot to take notes the other day, and I need them for the test. You deadpan for a moment. I don't think you can study for a test that's in 5 minutes. You hand him your notebook nonetheless. Just watch me, he said with determination, sitting at his desk in front of you and beginning to read over the notes, flipping through the pages lightning fast. He suddenly gave you back the notes. I'm ready, he smirked. Yeah, okay, you smile. You had to help him study after class since he failed the test and had to take it again. Yay! Second video done! And it's slightly longer than the last one, which I think was like just under 2 minutes. And this one's 7, I think. Anyway, the author's the same person from the last video, and the link is going to be in the description. I'm also not just going to be doing My Hero Academia stuff. I'll do Danganronpa, Haikyuu, and other fandoms I think of that I like, though My Hero Academia is my favourite, so I'll probably do that a lot more. I'll try and be consistent, but I have my exam soon, so I probably won't be able to for a bit. Also, I know I included like the audio from the last video, but I feel bad leaving Bakugo out because he's my favourite, so he's back. Sorry if you wanted a different one, but there'll be another Bakugo one that's completely different at some point, probably soon. I kind of need some advice on something as well. You know how in most fanfics they have the Y/N thing, meaning your name? Yeah, I don't really know what to put instead of that when I'm reading, because obviously I can't put my name, and I am not going to do thousands of different people's names, so I don't know if it'd be better to just say your name, or like say my name and then blank it out so you won't hear it. I need to figure that out. And if anyone has suggestions, that would be really helpful. Thank you and bye.